subscription is advised.
In 2005, Tarantino and Robert Rodriguez were concocting a new project.
I have a film print collection, and I've been screening movies at my house, and they're kind of similar to what the Grindhouse show is. Double features with trailers handpicked by me in the middle, kind of creating this ambiance of the night.
Kiss the girls and make them die.
And I just remember how much fun I had watching these double features of Quentin's, and I thought, I think I want to do a double feature. I said, I wanted to do a movie like that, but you should do one and I should do one together. And he said, oh, we got to call it Grindhouse.
Planet Terror and Death Proof. Only at the Grindhouse.
So this is now our 6th collaboration because we had so much fun working together. And being friends first and then working together and liking each other's work.
They chose 2 simple stories. The first part became Planet Terror, which Robert Rodriguez was in charge of.
And this was, I thought, well, if I'm going to do a zombie movie, let's make it an infection that comes back from the Iraqi war so that it's something that's current and something that people might fear, and you exploiting that. It comes back and takes over this entire small town, and it's going to spread all over the world if a go-go dancer, a wrecker, a sheriff, and a doc don't become more than they are to take over it and try to stop it. And of course, they can't.
And the second, Tarantino's Death Proof. The idea, like the title, like the film, came to Tarantino out of fear of getting in an accident like this.
I used to have this indestructible feeling about myself because I figured, look, God put me here to be a filmmaker. He gave me this stuff.
God got involved.
He's not going to take me out of here before I've done something with this stuff. And so I never worried about dying in a car crash. I never worried about dying in a plane crash. I'm from Los Angeles, earthquakes, poosha, who cares? Well, after Pulp Fiction, I thought, you know what, maybe I did it. Maybe I'm not so indestructible, and dramatically speaking, maybe taking me out right now is a good idea. So all of a sudden, I got a Volvo because I wanted a safe car. Well, I remember talking to somebody about that, worked in movies, and they said, well, you know what you can do? I go, what? You can buy any car you want, and you give it to a stunt team, give them $10,000, and they'll make it death-proof.
How do you make a car death-proof?
That just always stayed in my mind. I always thought that was an interesting concept. So then when I was thinking about a story, I'm like, well, what about a guy? He's a killer. He's like the boogeyman. And I go, well, what if he had a death-proof car that he could get into any crash he wanted, all right? And it would be this sexual rapist-like experience, but he's going to survive the crash because of his car. And then it was like, well, that's it. That's my slasher film. Voila.
Initially, Quentin had planned to invite Mickey Rourke to play the lead role, but because of a timing conflict, he didn't make it to the project. He was replaced by Kurt Russell, who became the star of the picture.
The fun part has been working with Quentin in creating that character, and he's it's different from anything I've done.
Ready to fly, bitch.
But as we all know, when you go to work for Quentin Tarantino, you do it for the money. That's certainly why I'm here.
Hey, ladies, that was fun.
Also, one of the roles was played by Tarantino's favorite stuntwoman, Zoë Bell. When she got to the set, she was shocked because she had been sure to the last moment that she'd heard wrong and that she would just be doing stunts.
So when I saw my name, I of course think that's a joke just for me. And then he's kind of flicking through the pages. I keep seeing my name again and again, and I'm sitting there just sort of, why are you not explaining how that this is a big deal?
The timing couldn't be better, Zoe.
He was like, yeah, but there's an amazing action sequence. Let me tell you about it. I'll buy you some beers and I'll tell you about the action sequence. And I was like, better be good, dude, because I'm freaked out right now, you know?
Sparky and Black Bed, Sparta!
I was so honored on behalf of the stunt community and on behalf of the behind the scenes. It was so important to him that the movie wasn't an expose of what's behind the curtains, but like a kudos to the hidden heroes.
Zoe was joined by Tracy Toms and Rosario Dawson, who would work side by side for the third film in 2 years.
We're playing characters who have done lots of movies together and traveled the world together. Rosario and I have done two movies together, and we traveled the world together. I'm like, come on, let's make this shit happen.
But their roles in Descent and Rent were not as exciting for them as the chance to work with Tarantino.
And we auditioned together.
We just kind of almost did the whole script.
And he's sitting there going, oh my God,
I feel like I'm watching the movie. We're like, that's the motherfucking point, dog.
And of course, the father-son acting duo Michael and James Parks, who played the father and son policemen Earl and Edgar McGraw.
Well, what are you gonna do?
Not a goddamn thing.
Earl's character first appeared back in From Dusk Till Dawn.
Be back at it tomorrow. Tonight I'm gonna sit down that box and get high on a Georgia pine.
And Edgar's character in From Dusk Till Dawn 2. Later, they were the ones who investigated the massacre at the clock tower.
Give me the gore details, son number one.
It's a goddamn massacre, Pop.
One of the reasons I loved Michael Parks was because of his TV show, Then Came Bronson. It was like one of the coolest characters on TV back in like the late 60s. And during that time when Kurt Russell was about 19 years old and just pretty much getting ready to not quit acting per se, but he was going to be a professional baseball player, and he became a professional baseball player. One of the last things he did before he became a pro was to play a baseball player in Then Came Bronson.
Every time. Okay. Give me the ball. Okay, here's a trick. Good.
The two parts of Grindhouse were shot at the same time, which allowed the directors to constantly bounce ideas off each other and share insights.
It was actually kind of just fun. I would just I would hang out there, and it's like all of a sudden if I saw an actor was getting distracted while Robert was working on something, I'd run lines with them or, give them a little coaching or something like that and send them up to act in front of Robert. It was fun.
You got something you want to say to me?
So I was actually on his set a lot, and he was kind of grooming me to be my own DP.
This was the first and last film in Quentin's career when he personally operated the camera. Maybe that's why there are so many feet.
I love having my little director of photography membership card. Yeah, that's really cool. I don't think I could really do it on any other movie that wouldn't have kind of the Grindhouse label.
Later, the directors combined their pictures and added a few fake trailers.
We wanted to create, truly the experience of going to the movies back in the 70s in these kind of theaters, and really kind of give that whole experience. And so Robert did one of them himself.
Action.
And me and Robert were just excited about our project, so we have other friends, so we're just mentioning it to them. Eli Roth, who did Hostel.
Thanksgiving.
Edgar Wright, who did Shaun of the Dead.
Don't. If you are thinking of seeing this film alone, don't.
Rob Zombie.
Werewolf Women of the SS.
Also, because of the double feature aspect, large pieces of the dialogue were cut and most of the scenes were shortened. But the main difference between the two versions of the film was the private dance scene and the accident that followed.
If you count the minutes, it actually hasn't changed drastically that much, but it's changed 180 degrees as far as the emotion of the thing. So even something as simple as showing Stuntman Mike is stalking the girls outside of the restaurant when they walk out. That he's been there the entire time. So he is stalking them. He's a villain. He's out to get them. And you still don't quite believe it.
But that's a very easy mistake to make.
When he finished editing, Tarantino described Death Proof as...
Death Proof has got to be the worst movie I ever made. And for a left-handed movie, that wasn't so bad. All right, so if that's the worst I ever get, I'm good.
Love that philosophy.
The film was released in April of 2007, and from the beginning faced a small problem, because most of the audience simply didn't know what a double feature was. They would start to leave the theater right after Planet Terror. However, the theater staff quickly remedied the situation by explaining to every person who tried to walk out that there was another movie in store. Unfortunately, this didn't help Grindhouse much. The director's idea failed in the States, and the distributors canceled similar showings in Great Britain. Instead, they released the films the way they would in countries which never had double features, as part of their cinema culture. First, they would release Death Proof, and then Planet Terror a month later.
I couldn't be prouder of Grindhouse. I couldn't be prouder of both of our films. But it was like the first one I'd had that was a flop. It didn't shake me as far as my feelings for the movie. It did shake me to think that I might never have a hit again.
Bullshit on that.
Frankly, we were also a little cocky. We had gotten used to going off into uncharted territory with you with Sin City and me with Kill Bill and hacking walking our way through and people following us. And we kind of thought they would follow us anywhere. And no, they won't follow you everywhere.
Right. Although the director's idea flopped in the end, each picture broke even and received wonderful reviews, inasmuch as that is possible for B movies.
Post time!